And we're live.
There we go.
Yo.
So, hi guys. Hi everyone. I'm Macky Tung. And welcome to our first ever something review. There's no name for it yet.
Series
What do you
I'm
mean
review.
there's no name for it? Two influencers and an average Joe.
Two influencers and an average Joe. So that is our tentative name for it. Well, I mean, let's see what everyone thinks about that name. But anyways, I'll give like a short introduction. So I'm joined by my really, really good friend. Wait, there's two of you. I'm joined by my two very close friends. You guys
No,
might
your
know
really good
him
friend Javi
as
and then some stranger.
yeah, you guys might know him as Danny Barreto's non-showbiz husband, Javi Panilio.
What's up, guys?
Non-showbiz? What are you talking about? Have you seen his Instagram? Don't insult him.
Right? Oh my god,
Ba,
this
ano ba?
guy. This guy has
I'm
a swipe up feature on Instagram. I didn't know until recently.
What
What a guy.
never
swipe up
knew?
feature?
I want to show off this guy.
You never knew?
Is it the stories,
No, I
the
didn't
swipe
know.
up?
The
Yeah.
stories. Look at Javi has it.
Wait, you guys don't have that, but isn't that normal? Doesn't everyone have that?
Oh my god, this guy. It's not normal.
No, really.
Ooh.
Doesn't everyone have that?
No, you're supposed to have 10K followers.
No.
Yes.
I don't believe you. I'm gonna check right now. I do not believe you.
He's feigning humility.
Wait, sorry. I'll fail in humility a little bit more. I checked on my daughter's Instagram. She has 33.1K. So I guess she really does have, she
Yeah.
Let me check my
Iba
daughter.
talaga.
Yeah.
Iba talaga
meron
pag paniliya.
See, it's like grabe. It's like wow, how blessed you are to have
Oh,
that
ano?
feature. And
Oh! Yo!
I love the
Oh,
picture.
man.
Okay. I see.
Oh, man. Oh,
Okay.
all right. Anyways, so next up, I'm joined also by. If you guys are wondering how I got my fiance and how I won her over, it is all thanks to this guy. He is like the man with a plan. He's like the smooth operator, Chino Bustamante. So
Hello.
there you go, guys. If you guys need any tips with how to get the ladies, Chino's the man to talk to.
Also, if you need any restaurants to enter the platform of Food Panda,
Very nice.
So stupid.
shameless plug.
Ayos ka. All right. So yeah, guys. So this is our first ever episode of what's it called, Chino?
Macky speaks.
Macky
No,
speaks.
please.
Ayun.
No,
Macky
no.
speaks.
No. So yeah, tentatively named two influencers and a what?
The
Average
average
Joe,
Joe.
aka me.
Two influencers and an average Joe. All right, where we're reviewing or talking about the first two episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I guess to start things off, I will
Wait, I
give
have a
off
question.
my.
I have a
Mhm.
question. Lang.
What's up?
When does this take place? Like the first episode?
This takes place 6 months after the blip.
After the blip or after Endgame? After Endgame.
After the blip. After Endgames. Yeah.
Blip was
Sorry.
5
After
years,
Endgame. Yeah. After Endgame.
Yeah.
So this also takes place a little bit after WandaVision.
Yeah.
Just a little bit after WandaVision.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Tama.
okay. So I guess how we should do this, again, we're all still learning our format here. So let us know how we could improve it and whatnot. So I'll be giving my top line impressions, reviews, and then we could carry on from there, I guess.
Okay.
Anyways, Falcon and Winter Soldier, it was actually my favorite. It's actually my most anticipated
Same.
Disney Plus show, right?
Mhm.
It's like I don't know. I think it's because I'm already Team Captain America to begin with, so I already have that connection to. I already have that bias towards it. But I'm super shocked with where they're leading this show. Right? I really thought it was just about who should be worthy of having the shield.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like it seemed like okay, are they gonna redeem Bucky after what he did? as the Winter Soldier. I thought it was gonna be that storyline, and then as they started, by the way, guys, this is full spoilers. Woo!
Like,
Full
if you haven't
spoilers.
watched
So
any
like,
of episode 1 or 2, just
yeah,
step out.
Just
we
mute
are
it.
assuming you have seen
Yeah.
every MCU movie, MCU show, and whatnot, because it's full spoilers here,
Also, if
right?
you haven't
So
seen any MCU movie, I mean, all the MCU movies,
Have
like,
you been
what are
living
you
under a
doing?
rock?
like, I don't think you're our market even. Like, what are you doing here?
I
Right?
mean,
But anyways, what I was what's up?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, so anyways, I like where they're taking the show, right? Where they're talking about race, like it really talks about race. Like, is there room for a black Captain America? And then what they did in episode 2 with Isaiah, like hinting about what he
Oh, that
went
was such
through.
a
I found that
that was
super good. And I feel like what's nice with Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's the first MCU movie or show we've seen that really deals with the repercussions of the blip,
Same.
right? WandaVision just barely talked about it, but here we're starting to see like financially what's the problem.
Far from home, kind of like tiptoed around it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But like, this is the one that really like goes head
Addressed
first into the repercussions of the blip.
Yeah, so that's what I really like about it, about the show so far. And I like how with this show, it really shows how Marvel is trying for this phase 4, I think, right? They're trying to keep things interesting, right? They're trying to put new ingredients in the pot, right? So now they're talking about race inequality, and then now you have this new Captain Not America, right?
Yeah.
And I find that really cool.
Quasi cap.
Yeah. God, I hate that guy. So yeah,
Yeah.
Chins, what are your top line?
Okay, so basically, I have a lot of the same thoughts as you. So I'll probably go into a little more granular detail on why I liked it. My favorite movie in the all of MCU is The Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Even yeah,
Best.
over Endgame, over all of the Avengers movie. So I think for me, this is the spiritual successor of The Winter Soldier in terms of themes and direction and basically the feel of the show. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not really as espionage as Winter Soldier was, but there's a lot of suspense and thrill, and a lot of the themes that Winter Soldier had. Falcon and Winter Soldier has it also. And on a more broad point, I guess, I just really like now that MCU has this bigger canvas for storytelling. Because
Yeah.
like, as much as great they are in building a lore through movies, they have so much more to work with in TV shows. Because
Mhm.
I mean, just for the fact that you have more time, instead of
Yeah.
a 2.5, 3 hour movie, you can spread it
Yeah.
out to, what is it, like 6, 7 hours of a one
Yeah,
TV
connect-
show, and then
yeah,
connecting
connect-
it with other
yeah.
TV shows, and then you can just, again, as you said, it's something new for Marvel. It expands their storytelling. They can
Yeah.
create new stuff, tease new stuff, introduce new stuff. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to add to your point. When I was watching episode 2, there were so many times throughout the show, I was telling Weda how we're seeing scenes that we won't see in the movie. Like, we're seeing these moments of the lives of the
For sure.
superheroes that we would never see, like Bucky on
Yeah.
a date, right? It's like,
Yeah.
those are those quiet, down low moments that we would never get in the
Hmm.
theaters, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's those moments where I really feel like the MCU world breathes. It really
Yes.
expands in these moments, right?
expands,
It's not the world building. It's not like big world building, but the
Mhm.
smaller moments. It really feels like the
Yeah.
world is expanding, right? Javi?
I feel that the reason why the medium that they chose was a show is because in the movie you're asking for sales. You don't want to see how they live their daily life. You don't want to see all these
Yeah.
things. It's actually quite
Yeah.
dumb if you put it in the aspect of a movie because it's boring. But the thing
Yeah.
with the series is that you have the room to put that in, and it
Yeah.
makes it so interesting. It's like I didn't want to know that, but it was like a question in the back of your head. Like
Yeah.
for me, when I watch a movie, I'm like, so what does this guy do on his free time? Like it just dawned
Yeah.
upon me.
Yeah.
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 Right?
Especially
Then when you
for
watch it,
Yeah.
yeah.
right? Then you see
Yeah,
Bucky
Chins.
on a thing.
Ah.
Really?
No,
Yeah,
especially for movies
yeah.
like in the
Yeah.
MCU where it's all action all the time.
It's supposed
It's
to be
like
like,
yeah,
yeah. Parang,
it's like yeah. Go
before you
ahead.
start, it has to be like a balanced taste for everyone to enjoy and consume.
Mm-mm.
So it's more like, yeah, you have to like tiptoe or like walk the straight line. But with a series, you can do whatever you want and people will still watch it. Diba?
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, building on your point, it's like um, the MCU movies. You really there's no space for character development
True.
or like that type of granular character development as opposed to a TV show. And it's not like as you said, it's not something that we expected that we wanted, but it's been in the back of our heads.
Yeah,
But now that
exactly.
we see it in a TV show format, it's like perfect. Like I want to know more about the lives of these superheroes that I've come to love in the big screen
Mhm.
and expanding their stories in the small screen. Just perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I mean, wait, when you said that the character development you're getting in Disney Plus, you don't get that in the movie?
Yeah, of
No,
course.
well, I mean, kind of, because like they introduce the character, but as because of the basic storytelling of a movie, you have to go to the
Yeah.
plot right away, as opposed to a TV series where you can really delve into
Yeah,
the
you can build it.
character.
Yeah.
You can build up.
I
And
know. I'm
episode
saying
one
because,
was
like,
perfect for that.
yeah, no, I'm saying because I mean, that's what, I mean, I think that only applies to these Disney Plus characters
Oh,
because
for sure.
these Disney Plus characters in the movie, there was no development. I mean, their development was really rushed, right? The
Yeah,
development
Exactly.
was seen in the main hero.
yeah,
So, yeah, this was the time to shine for the sidekicks and all the other heroes, right?
Yeah,
for sure, for
man.
Yeah.
sure.
If you think about it, the Winter Soldier was introduced such a long time ago, and it took him how many years to get like the proper spotlight? What,
Yeah.
7 years, 8 years? Diba?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually good, and
Yeah.
for me, I mean, I like to say that when I watch these things, I like it, I enjoy it, but I try to get as much as I can off the initial time I watch it. So it's like the first go.
Gotcha.
I don't want to have to watch it again and again to see like the minute details. Like it's like this pala. Kasi I take it on my side, like the average viewer. If I'm able to notice it from the get go, I know that they did a good job rather than me
Yeah.
having to watch it like twice or
Yeah,
thrice to get it. And that's what I liked with this series, where I tried to put myself in the perspective. Like my wife, she isn't so into it as I am. But after we watched it, we spoke about it, and she actually understood and got the same things I got from it.
yeah,
So if you think about the way these MCU things are shot, the Disney Plus series are shot,
Yeah.
you don't need to know much about the lore to understand. You can actually just jump in and pick up the context clues as it
Yeah.
goes on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Havs, you. What are your top line impressions of the first two
Man.
episodes?
So the first episode, what I liked about it was, of course, like Falcon in general can do things that Captain America can't do. Fly. He can't fly, you know. But later on, you start to realize that even if they are overpowered in comparison to Captain America in their own fields, they still cannot live up to who he is as a person. Like for
for
example,
sure.
when who was that again? When Falcon was getting a loan, the sister was getting a loan, and they denied him the loan. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, they knew who you were, but that was just like existing as a human that you get denied a loan, even
Yeah.
after all you've done. And I kind of like the touch. I'm not sure if other people noticed it. Like, well, I kind of did because they address race indirectly with the series, and I noticed that like they kind of duped Falcon out of getting being Captain America, and
can I
the
say
way,
something about that though?
yeah,
About that whole, I mean, Falcon not getting a loan or Falcon having money problems thing. Like, I get the plot device. Like, they wanted to show
True.
inequality in race, and
yeah,
I applaud that. And it was done pretty well. It's just in the back of my head, I found it pretty unrealistic because, like, he's not a normal person of color. Like, he's a freaking Avenger. And in the world of capitalism today, like there's no way this guy doesn't get any freaking
like handouts.
commercials and
Yeah,
sponsorships. Like
Oh, that's so true.
Elon
Ah,
Musk
that's
would
so
be on that check
true.
ASAP, right? Like I mean,
if you think about it, It was only Captain
Huh.
America who had like endorsements and commercials. It was only him.
Yeah, I mean,
Diba?
Tony Stark, obviously,
No, but
but
the thing
like,
is, he didn't need it.
That's so true. That's
I
so
mean, like,
true.
I get the plot device of it all. It's just that knowing the capitalist world we are today, and I'm guessing the MCU wants to mirror their world into our world, the real life world. It's just that I just find it so unrealistic that any small celebrity here in the Philippines can get a sponsorship, but freaking Falcon can't get a
Who like
sponsorship.
played a role in saving the world.
Diba?
Oh man.
And
Yeah.
Oh
he's
man.
also like super charismatic.
Yeah,
So
he
like
is.
Yeah, yeah.
you can really, let's not like he's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't want to give a sponsorship to the Winter Soldier because he's
Because he can't.
cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and,
he's
and he's
like
And
killed
you know,
super.
he
people. But
killed a lot of people.
Yeah,
He was a
but Falcon
murderer.
on the other hand, like he has so much charisma. Like I just found it a teeny bit unrealistic, but I get why they wanted to tell that story.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, back to
Anyways,
my
Abby,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, back to my point there. It's like it's nice like how they asked like when he gave up the shield to the Smithsonian. It was like wow. When I was watching, I was like, wow, man, like it's such a noble thing to turn something down. Like the way I saw it was like that shield is your answer to everything. You are the face of like the superpower, which is America, and you garner the respect for that. It's not like you're a stranger. People know who you are already from the get
Yeah.
go. Not
Yeah.
like what's his face? That
Winter
new guy.
Bucky?
No,
Oh.
the new guy. The new Captain
John
America.
Walker.
John Walker.
Yeah, it's like for John Walker. Yeah, you have like a Medal of Honor, whatever, but it's
Three.
not like worldwide known.
Okay.
Like
I
it's not
have
like
some
renowned, diba? Na like,
yeah.
yeah, dude, the Falcon actually like saved the world like
Yeah.
multiple times. And he has no medal to prove it, but at the end of the day, I kind of liked how he even felt like he wasn't deserving for it. Then
Yeah.
at the end of it, they just hand it to some random guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
diba? It's just weird, eh?
Yeah. 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 All right. Awesome. So those are our top line ideas. So I guess where we could go from here is I took I made the effort of like running down the entire
I saw.
episode
I
beat
saw
per
that was
beat,
wild.
almost beat per beat. Okay, like I just got top line. I like like just the summary of what happened in that scene, and then that's it. I kept moving on and moving on. So if you guys if you guys want to talk about a specific scene, we could pause and then we'll go from there, and then we'll just keep
Okay.
going from there. So basically, episode 1, which was
Yeah.
named, I forgot what the episode 1 was called. It opens with a shot of the shield in Sam's home. He puts it in his bag, right? And I just want to have a call out on that scene. I kind of like that scene wherein like the house looked like a very simple home, but then there's like a super flashy shield. So it really goes to show the contrast of like Falcon's life. I think that set the tone of what to expect. You know, parang he's carrying a symbol so meaningful, but Falcon himself is just he is nowhere near Captain America,
He's
right?
very
So
covert, dude.
I like that intro. Yeah.
Like if
So
you-
yeah,
like,
and
if you-
yeah,
Sorry, like if you watched Winter Soldier, it's like you really see naman that he doesn't really brag about what he's done. He's a very simple guy. Eh. So I
yeah,
think
yeah,
like more
Yeah.
so he's not gonna be drawn to be Captain America. Number one, for the pressure of living up to being Captain America, and
Yeah.
also he doesn't want the attention in general. Like it's
Yeah.
too much.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, after that scene, we cut to the plane, and then it's a shot of Falcon, and he's talking to some general, and then he's saying that there's some guy who's played by what's his name, George
Saint Pierre.
George St.
Yeah,
Pierre.
yeah.
Pierre. Yeah, he plays
Yeah, plays
Batroc, the Leaper. Basically, you have to go get him. So the captain was all like, "Hey, try to do it." He said a specific word. Try to do it subtle or whatnot, and then we had a 5-10 minute flying fight scene. So I don't know what
What
are
a
your
good
thoughts on that
scene.
fight scene? What a good intro to this
Nah.
show.
I'll start.
Woo!
I'll start.
Go.
Yeah,
Chino.
that was good.
Number one, I love the use of Batroc in that scene because again, it really goes to show the comparison of Falcon to Captain America. Because Batroc was one of the first fight scenes in The Winter Soldier, and this is the first action scene in
Mm.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So it really goes to
Mm.
show the comparison between both, in that MC is really trying to tell the story of Falcon being the next Captain America, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
also about that action scene in general. Great direction, amazing
It
direction, and the
yeah.
fight sequence was just beautiful.
Man, that was so good.
What I loved about that fight scene, I think it established Falcon as like what he can do. He's not just
Yeah.
a dude
Yeah,
that can fly, but he's a dude that can fight in the sky.
Yeah.
They're like two
It's
different
like,
things.
yeah.
With being able to fly, being able to fight in the sky. He really showed what he can do that no one else can do.
Dude, very
So
tactical.
that's cool.
The way he
Yeah,
approached it, no?
yeah. But I
But
also
like
feel like
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
It was like very tactical, but at the same time you could see that he was like going as it like he was just going with the flow. Like he wasn't really
Yeah,
like, I don't know, man. That fight scene was just so good.
yeah.
Really good.
It's really good, and having that guy George Saint Pierre, it's like it's just one of those treats that they give MCU fans. They know that
for
the
sure.
general audience, they're not gonna know who he is, but they know it's just for the MCU fans, and I feel like it's also kind of like a flex for Marvel. Like, hey, we're gonna throw a random character, and we know fans are gonna eat it up. Like, oh my god, he's a dude from Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
So pretty cool seeing them there. But one thing I really didn't like is I'm not sure if you guys caught it. It's an eye I have whenever I watch movies. It's like a third eye that always pays attention to it. The CGI on your four, I've watched it 5 times, 6 times already. The
Yeah.
CGI is kind of wonky for me. There's some
Yeah.
shots that look pretty bad, especially that scene
Oh,
where
I'm
Batroc
not that
jumps off
granular.
the yeah, where
I noticed
Batroc
that the
jumps off
CGI
the
was
helicopter. I'm
the
like,
CGI
ooh,
was
that
pretty
looked
bad.
off.
Yeah.
That one looked
It was
pretty
pretty
off.
bad.
Yeah. So, anyways, so we jumped. So there's like a fight scene, and then
We're
Batroc's trying
having
to
lunch.
escape. He's still trying to escape. Before that part, Batroc's in there. He's on the helicopter, and then he's trying to go to the
Yeah,
border of
The
Libya.
border of like
The border of
Libya.
yeah.
Libya.
Libya,
He's
Libya.
safe. Yeah, and then Falcon does this awesome move where he just flies through the helicopter,
Through the
Yep.
thing.
catches
Takes
him.
man.
What a guy! So plus points for Falcon there. He's winning some brownie points for me because I was never really a fan of Falcon. I was a fan of Bucky.
Captain America. Oh,
So after that we jumped to the scene
The tea.
of Falcon having
lunch.
having lunch. Oh yeah, lunch tea with Torres. They talk about
The Flag
Red
Smashers.
Wing, yeah, the Flag Smashers, and then there's this thing about theories of what happened to Captain America, right? Like did he ascend
The
into the
moon.
moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Weather brought this good idea. Like it would have been cool if the theory or rumor that they got was an actual theory in real life. Like, what's Captain America doing right now? That would have been cool, just to made it more self-aware or whatever. But yeah, so we jump right after that. We go to the scene where they're in the Smithsonian, where
Can I talk about Torres first?
mhm. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to completely spoil possible plans of in the future of the MCU, but after my reaction after watching each MCU TV show is reading Easter egg articles. Some stuff
Same.
that I missed.
Yeah,
I'm not that big of a comic book character. I'm not that big of
yeah,
a
yeah,
comic book reader. So
yeah.
apparently Joaquin Torres is a character in the Marvel comics. I don't know if you guys know about it, but he's next Falcon when
Really?
the Falcon becomes Captain America.
No, I knew that.
Yep,
I knew
yep.
that. Yeah.
So
They're gonna
yeah,
do it.
so that's something
They're gonna do
interesting.
it.
For sure, for sure.
They're gonna do it.
I
Yeah,
bet they're gonna cliffhanger that to the last episode.
yeah, for sure. So, anyways,
Dude,
we cut to the
yeah.
scene. Oh yeah.
I have a feeling that the new Captain America is gonna die in the series. I have a feeling.
I
have a
don't think
feeling.
so.
We'll see.
I have
We
a
shall
feeling.
see. But yeah, anyways, we jump to the scene of the Smithsonian where
He hands up the shield.
what's his name? Yeah, Sam is giving the shield back to the government where they were supposed to just leave it in the Smithsonian. And then we have this amazing line. We have this line that Sam says, "We need new heroes, one suited for the times we're in." You guys remember that line? That
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
That stuck with me because I don't know. Did you guys get what he meant? Like, what does he mean? We need new heroes.
No, because I think like he
Because
served
there's
this
a lot
hope.
of heroes. Who are they
No,
talking
I think
about?
it's
Like,
more
there's
like
like
Captain
Spider
America
Man
served
if they want.
us already. Like I don't think there's any other problem bigger than what they faced already. So I guess like he's done. Iron Man's done. They just need one more suited for the times. Basically, like I guess like not that big, like micro heroes or
There's
something.
so many. There's so many. There's
Actually, yeah.
Captain Marvel. There's Spider Man. There's
But Captain
Thor.
Marvel, you kind of
Thor's
rule her out.
here.
No, but
Oh,
Captain Marvel,
Thor.
you rule her out. She's like busy.
Yeah. So I didn't know what they were trying to say here. So a weird line. It was a weird line for me. It undervalued all the other MCU heroes when when there's so many other people. Ant-Man.
I just think that he meant that since I mean obviously Captain America's gone and a lot of other major heroes were gone also, either passed away or left Earth.
Busy.
And
Yeah.
trying I think he meant like because he obviously Captain America's gone, and there's not in his head, in a lot of people's head, there's not one person that can replace the void that
Yeah.
Captain America left. So I
Exactly.
think that's
Yeah.
what he meant by new heroes trying to fill up the void, especially in the time that they are in now,
Yeah.
which is the post Blip,
Exactly.
the
That's
world's
fair.
in chaos.
Like
Yeah.
rather finding someone to be Captain America again, you're just better off
Yeah.
finding someone new to be their own
Yeah.
hero. In a
Yeah.
sense.
So yeah, so we move on to the scene afterwards. Oh, and then we get like a quick glimpse of our cameo right away. Don Cheadle as War
Yeah.
Machine. Pretty cool that they were able to get him. So after Sam's
Great
speech,
touch.
Yeah.
yeah, right. It is. It really is. So we cut to the scene of
They were talking.
Falcon and War Machine talking in like the Captain America memorial, and War Machine asks the question that everyone is asking, right? Why didn't you take up the mantle, right? And Falcon quotes back what happened in Endgame, like yeah, like Steve gave it to me. He says it's for someone, and then Sam said his reply, which was, "It seems like it's for someone. It feels like it's for someone else, right?" So he took it, but he didn't accept it, right? So I think that's what he was trying to tell the audience. That, yeah, sure, I took the shield, but I did not accept the responsibilities of the shield, and that's what the show's tackling. And then afterwards, we cut back to a flashback scene with the Winter Soldier, where there's like a bunch of, I don't know, were they mafia people, goons of
Let's just
whatever,
say he
random
kicked
goons.
some ass.
Yeah, he kicked some ass. That was good. And then we get a shot of him killing this Asian guy who was trying to open a door, and then shoots and then
Collateral
goes blank.
damage, unfortunately.
Collateral damage indeed. So then afterwards, we cut to the Bucky scene where he's in therapy.
Yeah.
A lot of good moments here. I'm not sure what stood out for you guys, so just let me know if you guys want to go deep on a specific line he said. But for me, what really stood out was when Bucky said, "I've been fighting for 90 years. I only had a brief moment in Wakanda of peace, and after that, it was back to war. So like that's the only thing I know, and I don't know what else I can do." And I felt like that line hit so hard. That one line made me like Bucky. Like,
the line that got me there was when he said, I like when the therapist like, you only have 2 numbers in your phone. And I was like, wow, like
yeah,
man,
yeah.
this guy is so alone. He's so isolated.
Yeah.
I mean, isolated, exactly.
Imagine if you're technically 100-plus-year-old person.
He's 107.
But like
100. Yeah.
all of basically most of the life that you've lived is in isolation.
Yeah, you wake up to kill someone.
Freaking crazy.
Yeah, you wake up to kill someone, then you go back to sleep.
Right?
That's what they do.
And even when he's like healed from the brainwash, like he's just fighting.
Again,
it's like this is the first time in his life that he's living a normal life, and that's like really must be messing with his head. And actually, the line that
Yeah.
got me, I'm actually not sure if this is in the scene, so correct me if I'm wrong. But the therapist tells him, "Hey, you're about to be pardoned. You're going to be a regular citizen. You're free." Then he's like,
Oh yeah.
"Free to do
Same.
what?" That's like
Yeah, yeah.
Because no,
killer, killer
That's where
delivery.
the scene ends. That's where the scene ends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he doesn't
It
know anything
it
else.
yeah, it really set the foundation of Bucky's future, if you ask me.
yeah,
Like it's at that at that scene, you get to see. Oh, I know where they could take Bucky. It's like
yeah.
okay, he's multi-layered now. Because back then he was really just best
Right?
friend
Yeah.
of Steve, who has a robot arm. They really didn't flesh him out that well, right? And that's what the show's about, really. The Disney Plus shows are about. So yeah, really good line for me. It's a standout line. Moving on, blah blah blah. Blah. So, we cut to the scene of Bucky meeting this Chinese meeting this
Japanese.
Chinese guy named Yori. Yeah, he takes him out to dinner. I guess they would always have regular dinners. Seems like they've known each other for quite a while. So Yori talks about his dead son, which I think at this point, do we already know that's the same guy?
No,
Or
no,
we
no.
make
No,
that connection? We
I mean
don't,
you could
right?
guess,
But
but
No.
no.
you could guess already. But yeah, so
But
he talks about
I
his
didn't
dead.
even guess it. Like
Yeah,
as I saw it, I was like, maybe he's just being
yeah, yeah.
nice. Or the way I saw it, maybe no,
Grabs like a random old Chinese
no,
guy. It's like,
no,
you
man.
want to have dinner?
No, the reason why I got it
I
was like,
actually,
well, me and Danny were watching it. I was like, maybe it's
go ahead,
because
go ahead.
he's closest in age towards him, so maybe that's why they get along. Dude, think about it.
Like,
The
That's
guy
what
like
I was
90.
thinking
with like
also.
old people. No way.
I
Dude, come
thought that
on.
it was some
Jeans, you got cut.
Yeah, dude, I really felt like it was a like they're close in age. They're only like a decade apart, man. Like,
I don't.
diba?
She's got cut. Yeah.
Oh man. But that's
Chino,
how I
Chino.
felt. I really thought that yun nga, na it was because they were close in age.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a funny way of looking at it, right? He only hangs out with old people. He hangs out in that
Diba?
elderly area, right? But yeah, so we go on from. So I guess we'll continue on without Cheens. Let's hide Cheens for a while.
Yeah.
Hi, Cheens. We will hide you for a bit.
Oh, now it's just you did not hide
I'm
him.
still I'm still learning StreamYard, guys, so forgive me. I will get better in time. Hey, in the meantime, we could have this. There's Chino. There you go.
He is
sorry, I got
back.
this.
There you go, Cheens. No worries. Anyways, so yeah, we waited for you. So yeah, we go to the scene of Bucky having dinner with Yori, talks about the dead son, saying how the thing that hurts the most is that he doesn't know what happened, why it
To his
happened, and what
son.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yori being a wingman, gets a date for Bucky, which I think is super cute because realistically, if you're 107 years old and all you've been doing is fighting war, you really wouldn't know how to,
Yeah.
socialize. So pretty cool, like a nice, cute moment. It's these moments that it are these moments in the Disney Plus shows where like I really appreciate it. It's those small moments that breathes. It breathes. It's not
Yeah,
about the war. It's not about the world building or whatever. So
it
really love.
humanizes the heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really love that scene. Then we jump to Sam where he visits the family. I think that
His
entire
sister.
like he goes to a lake
Yeah.
or lake house or what or a lake. Yeah, he visits his sister and the sister talks about how they have debts basically and they need to sell this family boat that they have because they have no money. And while Sam was gone, when he was gone in the blip, she had to provide for everyone. So she did
Yep.
what she had to do to just sustain her family. And Sam's like, I got it under control. Let me handle it. And then he kind of flexes a bit. I'm here now. I can talk to the bank. So I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, again, it's now we're starting to talk about. Now we're getting to the like the real life issues of these heroes, right? If
Yeah.
they're not saving the world, what are they dealing with? Then we jump to a scene of yeah, so so we jumped to the scene where Sam and the sister go to the loan office, and the loan officer basically says how asks if heroes get special treatment, right? Do they get paid, or was there anything set up by Stark? And I found that super interesting because this was a topic that was actually trending on Twitter. I don't know why that's interesting. I mean, I should have looked it up before this, but yeah, like people like apparently this scene even with the Marvel higher ups. If you guys didn't know, when the writer of the show pitched this scene, all the Marvel heads were like, wait, we can't just approve it. We need to see, okay, how are you going to execute it? So I don't know why it's such a pivotal scene. Like, is it the idea of the Avengers hero not being paid, or is it the idea of like of all the heroes that aren't getting paid? It's like a black guy that had to carry that topic. I don't know if that became controversial. Like, I don't
The thing
know.
is, it's like a gray area because the Avengers basically it's a government organization under Shield, correct?
Is it?
Right? Yeah,
Not
because like
anymore.
Shield,
Wala nang
no, but
shield.
no. But like the whole premise
No,
of it all, because why would
actually,
yeah
Yeah, the Avengers Initiative to start.
was a government organization?
yeah, but after Civil War, we
Wala na
never
yun,
got
wala na.
resolved after that.
Yeah.
Kasi after
Oh,
Civil War, the next
yeah.
time they saw each other was Infinity War. So no one really,
Yeah.
we don't really know if the Avengers
Yeah.
is under a government or independent or whatever, because
No, but
we
I
never
think like
haven't
if
had
you
time for that
think
yet.
back, it's like so with the time before the Sokovia Accords were signed, were they being
We're
paid by the
independent.
government
Oh
before
no,
that?
no.
Even if Shield was a government organization, they weren't getting paid. Like
I see. Again, I hope
no,
they talk
but
about
like, it's
this.
like
Right?
no, but like look, Tony Stark
Mhm.
basically like gave them like a super solid place to live, but he doesn't necessarily like have to pay them because the reason why they were
Yeah.
there was because they wanted to save the world, correct? And they
Yeah.
were basically doing the bidding of the U.S. government. They would go to places where they would be dispatched. So it should have been their initiative to pay them, right?
Yeah. Again, different a lot of
You know,
different ways to look at it, right? I hope
yeah.
they go deeper in it because it is an interesting topic, really. So, anyways, after that, we cut to the scene of Bucky's date with the Asian girl whose name I
Don't
wasn't able to
remember
pick up her
na.
name.
I didn't
So
catch.
yeah, Bucky goes on a date with the Asian girl, and they have cute moments of flirting with one
Banter.
another, like they're playing banter with one another. They're playing
Battleship.
ship. They're playing Battleship.
Battleship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's okay in this scene. I just want to mention something. You don't really need to talk about it, but you could if you guys want to. Apparently in this scene, Bucky was saying how he's been on dating apps, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of the photos he's been seeing, he says, are tiger photos. So might seem like random, right? And then when you
Yeah.
look it up online, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not on dating apps in the States or whatever, but apparently tiger photos are associated like when gay guys in dating apps or whatever, either they post something with tigers or something like that. There's a direct correlation to tiger photos and either gay guys or bi guys, and that is
Really? Huh.
fueling that's fueling the conversation. If you guys don't know, that's fueling the conversation that Bucky is bi. There's like there's a group. I don't know if it's big or small, but there's really a group of people who really want to ship Steve and Bucky, and this is like a lot of people are really thinking that this is one step towards that, but I don't know. I feel like that's reaching.
That's like a
Whatever.
long
I really
shot.
feel
That's
like
a long shot.
I feel like I really think like it's just random tiger photos, but I might be
Yeah.
wrong. I mean, if anyone is watching, if you think I'm wrong, let me know. Um, so after that, we cut to the scene of um some lines I want to call out. Bucky doesn't know the Asian girl. Sorry, the Asian girl says, "I'm reading your mind," and then Bucky's like, "Please don't." I'm like, "Oh shit."
It's like you don't know what this guy has done.
Oh man, like, do your homework, girl. Like, what the hell? Like what?
Are you that dense? You didn't see this guy?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
seriously?
what the hell, dude? I mean, okay, I just wanted to call that out.
Okay, I have
And
a
then,
question though.
oh, what's up?
Because I don't know if it was the prior scene or it was this scene where he asks about his arm, why it's covered up, and he
Yeah.
says like, I forget what he says. So do we come to the understanding that she knows who he is, or that she doesn't know who he is?
I don't think she knows who he
Oh
is.
my god.
I That's what I think
Everyone knows.
also.
No way. Really? They don't
Yeah.
know who
Because
Bucky
like, why would
is.
you ask that
She doesn't
question?
know.
Yeah.
No, I mean you know who Bucky is, but not know what happened to the arm.
True, but
I mean,
I feel
I
like
mean,
their interactions, like, I
most
don't
people
think
would.
she knows. Yeah, but in that particular scene or that particular episode, I don't think she did.
I don't think she knew.
Yeah, that'd be. That's weird.
Because
That'd
she
be
would
so
have
weird for
spoken.
me.
No, because she would have spoken about like what he's done or like had like a clue on who
Yeah,
he was. But in the date, it was as if she didn't even know the guy.
yeah.
What was the question she
Diba?
asked?
Dude, nothing. Like, why are you
About
wearing
No,
a
the
about
arm.
the
jacket?
arm.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. What was the
I
question?
forget. I forget what the question was, because I'm just remembering off my first view, because I didn't go to that particular scene. But she asked something, and then he replied something covering up about his arm.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll
No,
look
like
into
why he's
that.
wearing gloves or something, right?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
something
the
like that. Yeah,
gloves. Jeez, it's just the
yeah.
gloves, not the.
But because like he's
Of
but he's
whatever.
covering up the fact that he has a metal
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna just
Yeah.
cold,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so from there we cut to how the Asian girl talks about Yori's son and how it was hard on him, not knowing how he died or why he died. And then she has
He just
this
leaves.
like nice line where she says, when your husband or your wife dies, you're a
Yeah, I
widow.
love that line.
And when you're blah blah blah, you're a
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But there's no word for someone whose kid has
Lost.
died
Yeah.
or lost a kid, because it's probably like so like
It's not supposed to happen.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not supposed to happen, or it's too painful or something like that. That hit hard because it really made me like, there is no name for it. Whatever. That was
Yeah.
good writing there. That was good writing there. And
That
then
was good
Bucky
writing
storms
there.
off.
He
I
gets
guess he,
PTSD.
he got, he's like, God damn it! What a nice line! Oh,
Why you have to make sense?
Ginail trip siya.
he did one of those scenes where like they don't say goodbye, they just walk out, which
Yeah.
realistically never happens in real life. He just walks out like,
Man, a superhero. You can just walk out.
I guess so. So from there, Bucky visits the Yori, and then I guess he wanted to say he wanted to open up, right? But then he saw the
Yeah.
photo of Yori, of the son behind
The son.
Yori, and then he snaps out, and then he just lies and says something. Oh, I owe you, right? So yeah, excited
For
to
lunch.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, excited to see what they do with that. How they redeem him there. So I
Okay.
really think this show is about redeeming Bucky. Also, I
Yeah,
think
because
that's
remember his therapist says like, parang he's like, did you cross anyone off your list? Then he's the only one that he hasn't crossed out. Remember
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy? That's why he couldn't do it because
yeah,
he finally
yeah,
killed his son, diba? Killed his
yeah,
son. Sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Damn, that was heavy.
So
I was freaking out when I
yep,
saw that.
super heavy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Bucky's story. He has a lot of sins he has to pay for, and I really
for
hope
sure.
we see it here. I hope that he's not treated as a hero here, because he is really a villain. Like sure he saved people, but I mean
It doesn't
he's
erase
still
what he's done.
accountable.
Yeah,
He's
it
still
doesn't- yeah.
accountable for what he did. And I think that's the reason why that Yori guy exists. It's dealing with that. So
And
excited to
it-
see that.
It goes to show that he's trying to make up for what he's done. That he has that book, right? Where he's trying to make up for all the things he's done in his own way. So
Yeah.
again, it's the MCU trying to tell us that yes, we understand that he has sins that he's accountable for, and we're
Yeah.
weaving that into the story.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
they addressed also that like he was pardoned already, but
Yeah.
to a certain degree, it's like yeah, you're pardoned, but it doesn't necessarily erase all the wrong you've done.
And
Diba?
doesn't
Yeah.
erase his guilt.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
now he's
It
trying
doesn't
to like,
erase the
redeem
guilt.
himself.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, excited to see where they bring that. Moving on. We cut to the scene of Falcon's not sidekick, but like the dude that idolizes Falcon, Taurus.
Yeah.
The young
Shake the power
dude.
bomb, diba?
Stupid. Yeah, he shake the power bomb. So Taurus goes
Batista bomb.
undercover. Yeah, he goes undercover in the meeting of the Flag
Flag
Smashers.
smashers. Yeah.
Flag
Wears a
Smashers.
mask. And then I don't know. I don't know what that meeting was for. We don't know what it is.
Did
But
they
there's just
take
a
They're like,
guy.
things?
they're like a violent flash mob.
Like to me, it looked like there was a gathering and an explosion, and then the dude comes out with a bag. So I'm like, did they rob a bank? And then the
Was
fans
it
were
the
watching.
meeting used to? I think was it the meeting used to cause a distraction because the person that got the
Dude,
bags handed
yeah.
it off to someone else, right?
Dude, it's like it's like they just
Oh,
bum rushed the thing so that they couldn't find
Yeah,
who did it.
yeah.
Diba?
gotcha. Okay. Now that's clear. That was
Yeah,
in
he
my
handed
notes.
it
I
off.
didn't know what the hell was going on there. So
He
Torres
handed
goes
it off.
undercover in the group meeting, and then fight happens here, and he gets Batista bombed, and then
Yeah.
our next scene is. Okay, this scene kind of just jumped all. I kind of got my notes mixed up. Anyways, after that scene, Torres talks to Sam. So yeah, we cut to this. I kind of mixed up some scenes. Sorry. So we cut to the scene where Sam is on his laptop in his room, and he looks at he opens his laptop, and then he sees Torres, and then he's talking about the Flag Smashers, and like, okay, just filling him in, and like, well, who the hell these guys are? We don't know who they are. And then sister comes in, and when the sister comes in, she's like, hey, you gotta
Look
check
at the
this
news.
out. You gotta look at the news. At that point, I'm weirded out. How did she already know? Right? Like, how did you
I think
know that they were about? Was there a pre-announcement?
I'm pretty sure
Probably.
she announced
Okay.
that we have a new Captain America, and then he rushed
Okay.
to tell Falcon because, like, obviously she knew about Falcon's history with Captain America.
Yeah. Okay, so so we cut to the scene of Sam looking at the TV, and I love how this is directed. And then you have the old dude, and some government dude, the dude at the start of the movie who he handed the
Yeah.
shield to,
Yeah,
talking about how we need a new hero, whatever. And then in fucking comes out Captain Not America.
the
And
U.S.
he
agent.
just like comes in, kind of looks down and winks, and then end scene. And I'm like, oh my
You
god,
know
I
what
hate this
irritates me
guy.
with that guy? He
Oh, I
feels
hate
like
this guy.
all of the clout that Captain America, Steve Rogers, has accomplished, like brushed off onto him. It's
Yeah,
like those are his
God,
accomplishments, not yours. Like, don't act like you
Well,
were the one.
Yeah,
again.
we'll talk
I-
about this
and-
guy on Ep 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but I hate that guy.
at that scene, I was like, I hate this guy, but that was on purpose. We were meant to hate him.
For
So at the
sure,
end of
for
it,
sure.
yeah,
yeah.
that's why at the end I hated him because I know we were meant to hate him, and that's why I was inclined to believe that he's really a good guy. He's really a good guy. That's the plot
That's
twist.
what I thought.
He's really a
also.
good guy.
That's what I thought. Also.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
here's what I think, and this might be bridging into episode 2 already, but it's a lot of mental gymnastics on my end. I think MCU already understands its fan base, where we already
Yeah.
double think what they show. So he's portrayed in the last scene of the first episode as a bad guy, makes us want to
Hmm.
not like him.
Like
But
a
then,
D-bag.
as MCU fans, we already are trying to see what's the flip of the coin. What are they trying to hide? So, as Macky said, he said they're trying to make it seem like he's a bad guy, but he's really a good guy. I think MCU understands that. That's why they already know that their fans may think that he's a good guy, but I think he'll end up actually being a bad guy again.
Same.
It's like a lot of
Mm.
mental gymnastics. It's like MCU thinks we already know you might think he's a good guy.
Yeah,
So
that's like the
we'll
generic.
make him a bad guy again.
Yeah, that's a generic story trope. Like,
Yeah.
you don't like him, then he like Bucky. You don't
Yeah.
like him, then he redeems himself, then you like him. It's too
But
predictable.
it's funny because like what you're saying, Cheese, I get what you're saying completely.
Yeah.
But my side is taking that into account. Marvel knows what we think, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna do
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
Marvel knows what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's ultimately gonna be him being good. So it's
I'm
just going
going for
deeper and
bad.
deeper
It's
into
like
rabbit
I'm
it
hole.
going
just
for
goes
bad.
like that to like that.
So we'll see. But I
Are
really
we going
think
to episode 2?
okay. So all right, to wrap up, let's wrap up episode 1.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up episode 1 now that we've seen we had a recap. Let's give our impressions, and then we'll have a retake of episode 2 right after. So at least
Okay.
I think because like 51 minutes
Totally
of
separate.
like
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, Javi, what are your overall impressions of episode 1 now that we
Over
discussed everything?
Overall, what I like about it is if you have no previous knowledge on anything MCU related, episode 1 is like such a good pilot. Like it really like you don't need to know, like, for example, who GSP was in the thing to see like he was in the first scene of Winter Soldier. But when you watch it, it really wraps up everything that has happened in the story arc of Falcon and Bucky. So if you're approaching it as a first time viewer, you don't need to like backlog anything to get the story because it's pretty much laid out. It's very simple. It's
Yeah.
not like WandaVision wherein you really need to know like
Yeah.
what happened to fully
Yeah.
get a grasp.
Yeah.
So for me, this is like the most like not user friendly, but like the most parang well-rounded series that I've seen where
Well, I mean,
even if
comparing to WandaVision.
but the thing is that's the thing.
Yeah.
I can only compare it to WandaVision.
WandaVision's
WandaVision is
pilot
kind of
was
confusing.
wacky ass.
Dude, I did not get it. I did not
First
get it.
episode, I was like with Weds. I'm like, I mean, faith. I was in my mind. I'm
Yeah.
like, just have faith na lang sa NCU. But that was medyo weak. But like, tiwala na lang.
But yeah, like I also like how you see how human they all are because they're technically living normal lives. Like
Yeah.
they're like what I liked in the MCU movies, they were heroes 95% of the time and civilians 5% of the time. But now that you're watching their series, it's kind of the opposite. They're more
Yeah.
civilians now dealing with their own problems over being called to like fight the Chitauri or whatever, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah.
for it, man. For me, I like WandaVision with the bias that like it's mind blowing on how many bases it has covered. But in regards to like speaking in general, I really like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like spot
Nice,
on, man.
nice.
Spot on.
And if JK is watching, FYI, JK says he legitimately hates this show. And I'm like, okay, you're just being cool, dude. JK, if you're
That's-
watching, screw you.
That's a wild take.
I'm like, okay, whatever, hipster. Chino, impressions after
Okay.
anything new you learned, or yeah,
Speaking of JK, he said he found episode 1 slow, and I tend to agree with him. But I think this was the right move. Again, as Javi said, the goal of this show is to show the human side of the superhero. The goal of all the MCU shows is to show a more human side of these superheroes, and especially both heroes' relationship to Captain America. I would say this is the type of show that's called the table setting episode. It set the table really well for the next couple of episodes to come. I understand how some people who are used to the MCU movies would find it not that action packed. But as a TV pilot, looking at it
Yes.
as a TV pilot, it was a great
That's
TV pilot for what
Yes.
we all know what the goal of the show is. So for what the goal of the show, it set the table really well. So I didn't mind the slowness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same. I agree.
I have the exact same sentiments as Gino. Which worded it perfectly. Then but just to add to that, I feel like Falcon and Winter Soldier is really just like WandaVision, right? Falcon and Winter Soldier is really setting up Phase 4 it's really putting Phase 4 it's starting Phase 4 in a new way, right?
Yeah.
It's dealing with new themes and whatnot, and it's keeping the universe exciting, right? And they did a good job of making me care about the character I never cared about, which is Falcon. I really loved Bucky. I never cared
I
about
was Team
Falcon.
Winter Soldier also.
Same.
And I never, yeah, and I also felt like, you know, when Steve handed out the shield to Sam and not Bucky, I was hurt, but I get it. I
I
get
got it
it.
also.
After
I
doing
thought it
research,
was the
I
wrong
got it.
choice, but I got it. Yeah.
I was talking to you. I was beside you.
Yeah.
We were in the cinema. I was
Yeah.
like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
this is weird. But then
Yeah.
after doing research, fine, I get it. But now after watching this show, now it's like, cool. Okay. Now I'm starting to like Falcon and School Earth. I like what they're dealing with. So now I'm conflicted, like with the story of Falcon, Winter Soldier, and the mantle of Captain America. So to anyone that is, again, I'm already assuming you're invested in MCU. So to say that, like, hey, if you weren't invested in MCU, this is a perfect way to start. That's stupid. But you know, again, Netflix, Disney hit like home run with this one again. Like with WandaVision, definitely a home run. Is it better than WandaVision? I think not, because WandaVision had the mystery thing going on where people are talking to one another about
Like
it.
what is
That's
happening? Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that Falcon Winter Soldier wasn't
It's
good.
for me because you can't compare WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier with their approach. It's
Yeah.
incomparable. It's like
Completely
apples and
different.
oranges. That's why. But
Like
for me, I give
WandaVision is such a like an avant-garde concept. It's a concept show.
yes.
As opposed to Falcon and Winter Soldier is more in line with what MCU storytelling typically is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Agree. So yeah, so that is it for. I'm gonna close this one, guys, and then we'll do episode 2 right after. So this is where I get awkward. Whenever I'm awkward, I do stuff like this with my hands.
Are we doing another stream or no?
Oh shit! So it's Koa just watching. Koa is that one viewer we have. Yeah, but we know we're not really live. I only sent it to like Facebook groups or what's that group? What? Oh, Weather was also watching. So all right, guys. So that wraps up our first ever review of anything. We're still working on things. Let me know if you guys find it too long. What parts we should cut down on, or what,
I think
or
we
how
need
we
to find
should
a way to make it
better. Mhm.
Sorry, you have.
Perhaps the way we can make
What?
it more concise is I think we should also do research.
Yeah, dude, we
Yeah.
need to do more research. Maki's too committed to this, man. Goddamn.
But yeah, we'll get better as time passes, obviously. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our first ever review. What's it
Stream.
called? Fuck,
Thanks.
two influencers.
Recap.
Two
and-
influencers and an average Joe.
Yes. Welcome to our first ever review of. Yeah, I'm buzzed already, man. That's the thing. Oh man.
That's your fourth.
Well, I
beer
hope you
since
guys had
we
fun.
started.
Francis, thank you for tuning in. I love you.
My boy. That's
My
my
boy.
boy.
We'll do episode 2 right now. We're just gonna end this stream and then we're off to episode 2.
Okay,
So,
I'm getting another can of beer.
viewers, go ahead. Viewers, let me know your comments. Like, what do you guys think about episode 1? Comment down below. Follow
Yes.
Francis today. Follow Javi if you guys don't already. But this guy's too famous already. But just follow me. So, all
This
right.
guy.
To the next one, guys.
My God.